Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all glory, and all honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makak, double honors to our apostles, a great millstone that rule with honor and with diligence. Honor to you brothers out there pushing this truth on the four corners to wake up the elect. Peace be to the elect and their families. Those that change according to the word, calling on the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in time of trouble, we say peace be unto you. May the Lord have mercy on you in these evil times that we're living in. Definitely evil times that we're living in. To you out there listening and learning, you brothers and sisters out there listening and learning, may the Spirit continue to be with you, keep you, and bless your families in these evil times. And this is just a quick video. The brothers was talking about this certain pastor named Jamal Bryant and his wife wearing a dress that pretty much was see-through, and he's clarified it. But still, the appearance, he clarified, it was flesh colored. But why would you want to put your wife in a flesh colored dress to appear naked in front of all a congregation of other males in it? Like, why would you want your wife to appear to be naked in a dress in a place that you're supposed to be worshiping the Lord at? And which is extremely wicked. When I first saw it, I was gonna speak on it, but the Spirit was like, "Nah, wait a minute." And then when I saw his response, I'm like, it was this nigga that did it. The woman, she probably would have done what her husband said. In this case, she did. If he would have told her, "Look, I don't like that dress, it's revealing," then he would have led her the right way. But when you set up your wife, your woman that the Lord gave you specifically for you to appear to look like a harlot in front of other men, men that are not strong in their minds will get the wrong idea. Men that are weak in their minds will be looking at her like, damn, like looking at her body. Like everybody knows that men are very visual creatures, and to perform and act like that, to have it to where everybody got to look twice, 2 and 3 times to make sure your woman ain't naked is insidious, bro. That's wickedness. And then for you to double down and say what you said, which I'm gonna play the video, that's even more wicked. Because here it is, the people that you're supposed to be preaching to are confronting you about this, and your response is not, "You know what, I'm sorry, maybe I was going off." Nothing. You double down. "I wanted a wife that I can be excited to come home to." Nigga, like, if you know how your wife look, you're gonna be excited to come home to her. No, you wanted to show your wife off to other men. You wanted other men to look at your wife and be like, ooh, look at that. His wife fine as hell, and lust over your wife. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't have put her in no flesh colored dress where everything all the lines in the dress is pointing at her crotch. It looked like this chick got it looked like panties. Like, honestly, in the front of the dress, everything is pointing to her crotch, and in the back of the dress, all the lines in the dress are pointing at her ass, and then everybody's telling you, "Look, this shit ain't cool." And this is your answer, man. Like, this is why, man, that's why we call you Christians wacky tacky. Look at this. Apparently, this dress is inappropriate for this man to be a so-called pastor and be leading souls to God, but he displayed his woman in a dress where she looked like she naked under lace. And everybody's like, "You know what? That shit wasn't cool." And I was thinking the woman, it was her idea, but he said it was his idea. He bought the dress. I'm gonna play the video.
wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. When we walked in there, I said, shake it fast, watch yourself. If you don't have nobody that you excited about, trade that booger in and find you somebody.
If you don't have nobody that you excited about, bro, it's okay to be excited about your woman, but it's not cool for you to put your wife in a position where other men are getting excited, nigga. Yeah, if you got a woman, you know how the woman look without clothes on. But to dress her in the appearance of being naked in front of other men, this shit just ain't fucking cool, bro. And I'm gonna show you why it ain't cool. That wasn't the video that I wanted to watch. Hold on.
I needed to get this straight. I needed to deal with it head on. Because the other day, the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on.
And all you hear is a black woman in the back. Yeah!
Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund.
The scriptures say, supposing godliness is gained, from such withdraw thyself. If you think that making $4 million for college, which that's another topic. If you think that's above displaying her in front of other men, then you got a serious problem. They didn't talk about she raising $4 million for college. Okay, but shit, you displayed her. You basically cucked your wife out. Hey, your woman come there looking like she naked. Niggas gonna want to spend money. That's why it's strip clubs, nigga.
They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. They never said anything about this was the largest fundraiser for HBCUs in the country. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded.
Insecure. No, bro. Like, it's not an insecure thing for you to protect your woman, because suppose it's a fucking rapist in the audience, and he's looking for a woman to target. You put your woman on display like that, you could put her in danger. Or suppose that you go out somewhere to eat and some other nigga compliment your wife in a way that you don't like it. Now you got to deal with a situation. Because you set her up to be in those type of situations. Oh, it's you in the church and one of the brothers in the church ain't got no woman. You in the church, one of the guys in the church, he ain't got no wife. He burning. He want a wife, but he can't get one. For whatever reason. So he burning, can't get one off, and then your wife come there and they're looking naked. Now he just gotta. If he's a real man, he's gonna fight against that shit. But why would you create a fight for another man in his mind? Why would you put men in the position to where it's open for them to lust after your woman? That's wickedness, man.
People got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. Now you got to help some people, because some people have embraced the full knowledge of ignorance without any assistance for understanding. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color.
Yeah, but the dress looks see-through, nigga. And why would you want it to be flesh color if you didn't want the appearance to be naked? Nigga. That's why the Lord gotta kill you niggas, man.
Flesh color. But because you ain't never been nowhere and ain't never been exposed to nothing,
what does being somewhere and being exposed to things have to do with anything? When the experience was, hey, your woman is supposed to be covered. When the Bible says your woman is supposed to be covered, bro. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you. This is First Thessalonians 5:21. It says, "Prove all things, hold fast to that which is good." It says, abstain. Well, look up the word abstain. It means to hold oneself off or refrain. Abstain. It says, from all appearance of evil. So for you to put a nude colored dress on your wife with lace, and from a distance it looked like she ain't got no clothes on, that's an appearance of evil. Let's look up the word appearance. It says the external or outward appearance. That's an appearance of evil. Because now every man in that room has to fight their imagination and look 2 or 3 times to see who the fuck this is. Oh, that's, or if she got her back turned to somebody and she got that dress on and the man's looking like, ooh, look at that. And she turn around and see that's your wife. That's wickedness, man. Appearance, fashion. Look at the bottom right here. Appearance, it says fashion, shape, or sight. So that says external or outward appearance. To have the appearance of being nude, and you're supposed to be a man of God, and to dress your wife in the appearance of looking nude is wickedness, bro. That's wickedness. Why is it wickedness? Hold on. Why is that? Oh. This is Matthew 5, and I'm going to start at verse 27. It says, "Ye have heard that it was said, you shall not commit adultery." Verse 28, "But I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully was already committed adultery with her in his heart." So you create an opportunity for another man to look at your wife lustfully. Nigga, that's wickedness. That's some ungodly bullshit. You trying to say because people ain't been no place and gone nowhere, then they tripping. No, nigga, you tripping. You know, if you're supposed to be upright and a man of God, you're not supposed to cuck your wife out, nigga, and have other men trying to catch theyself when she will. You know, it's hard. It's like you look at the dress and all the lines in the dress is pointing to her crotch. It's like it's uncomfortable to look at that dress and not look at this woman's crotch. And then it look like wait, hold on, man. Look like she got panties on, bro. So you create an opportunity for other men to lust after your wife, in which they gotta fight. They gotta fight in their spirit, not to look at the woman. But some men, if they all they need is opportunity, and they all in. It's a super tight dress. You can see her. You can see all her body. You can see her shape. It's a super tight dress. And like, like it's funny because, like, I got family members that's in the church. My grandmother is in the church. She wouldn't approve of this shit, man. She would be mad. And you got a lot of people that's from the old school churches, that's from church back in the day, where a nigga throw a sheet on your ass if you ain't dressed right. Somebody will run up and throw a sheet over you. If your skirt is short, it's too short, and you sitting on the front row, one of those ushers will come and put a sheet over your legs. And that was like a shaming tactic. Like when I grew up, that's what kind of church I went to. Of course I don't go to church now because of the doctrine. But in those times that I did go, the people were a little bit more respectful, man. I know that for a fact. And wouldn't no woman be dressed like this in the churches that I went to? None of them. You will be addressed. Hey, look, you need to either go change clothes or you gonna wear this sheet. You're gonna wear this sheet over you until you leave here. We're not having that. That's foolishness. But now, like, this is the thing. Like, you could just look like a fucking slut, and then you could just look like a fucking slut, and you people of God, man. And then you got people that want to invite you to places like this. Well, come to church. Well, my pastor look like she fucking naked. An unsatchable nigga gonna be like, hell yeah, come look at your pastor's wife. But you might have men in there that don't have a woman that's burning, that's just fighting the lust in their own spirit. Now they gotta fight even harder because this jackass brought his wife to this get together and it looked like she was naked. Oh, it's a nude color dress. Well, why would you want that though? And why would you want one to match your woman's same complexion? Why couldn't you just pick a white and black? Why couldn't you pick purple and black? Why do they have to be nude and black? Because you want to sport your wife. Yeah, my wife fine. That nigga shit. That's nigga shit. Nigga, if that's your wife, that's a personal thing. It ain't for everybody to see. I wanted something I can come home to. Well, nigga, you should have stayed your ass home. You know? Well, this is shit that happens and nobody says shit. Don't nobody even consider, well, maybe these churches are wicked. Don't nobody consider that. Proverbs 6:32, it says, but whosoever committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. So you're putting a man in danger of the judgment by bringing your wife with a nude colored dress on out to a public event. You're putting a man in danger. You're putting other men in danger. You're putting another fight on men. Because now they got to fight not to look at your woman's body, but they got to fight not to, imagine in their minds, which is wickedness. Shouldn't no other man be thinking about lusting after no other man's wife? It's complete wickedness. But you men, especially you men that's supposed to be men of understanding, shouldn't put your woman in that position for another man to lust after. If you really gave a fuck about that woman, you would tell her, look, I don't want my woman dressing like that. My woman is for me, not for anybody else. Because if men look too hard, then things start to happen in their minds. Then your woman get kidnapped and end up in a sex trafficking ring somewhere. Then you're going to be all fucked up. But you put her out there. You put the imagination of your woman out there for the world to see. Now, what if some demon with uncontrollable lust be like, wait, where's this church at? I'm going to go kidnap this woman and tie her up in the basement and do what I want to do with her. That's on you. That's what type of people that we have in society. But that's dangerous. That's very dangerous, man. You put men in a dangerous position by sporting your wife like that. And that ought not be. Brothers, man, yeah, we understand that some of these women dress, but that's ridiculous, bro. Yeah, my wife, if I had a wife, you know what I'm saying? If I wanted to go out somewhere, I wouldn't want her to look like that. Like if you want to wear something, decent, if you want to wear a nice little dress, as long as it's not super duper tight, or if you can cover it with something else, you got a jacket, this is the jacket I'm wearing with it or whatever, Cool, but like, don't fucking come out with the like that to appear to be naked. I would have to say something about that. I'd be like, nah, man, like, nah, that's not cool. I would have to say something. Nah, I don't. No, do you have it in all black? Do you have it in, this color, that color? And it's bad enough. She got all her cleavage out. Now I'm tired of looking at this nasty picture, man. Like, niggas need to repent, man. That's wickedness. That's off. And then for a nigga to defend it, and you supposed to be this super duper man of God, right? But the scriptures say abstain from the appearance of evil. If your woman appeared to be naked in front of the whole fucking world, dude, that's off. If you dress your wife up to look naked in front of everybody, even if it looks like she's naked, and you a nigga got a double take to look at your wife, that's off, bro. Bottom line, man. But that's how niggas are, bro. That's how Jake are. He probably see this scripture, this lesson, and still talk shit. But it's cool. That's why the Lord gotta kill you niggas, man. That's why the Lord said 2/3 of my people gonna be cut off and die because you niggas are fucking wicked, man. But hey, that's pretty much it, man. I ain't gonna beat a dead horse, you know. But man, the Lord about to deal with these people, man. These people, man, especially a lot of these church people. You really showing your fucking colors. A lot of you people are really showing your fucking colors, bro. But the Lord got an answer for you, man. The Lord got an answer. Hey, pretty soon, all this talking and all this other shit is gonna be over, bro. Now, brothers, all we got to do is hang in there, and all we got to do is stick to what we know, bro. We ain't got to debate nobody. We ain't got to, go back and forth with nobody. All we got to do is stick to what we know, bro. But that's insidious. That's wicked. It's wicked because you put a man in danger of judgment. By doing that. Oh, look at my sexy wife or whatever I don't know what you was thinking, but ain't no mother man supposed to look at your wife like that. Ain't no other man, a real man don't want no other man gawking over his woman, bro. What kind of filthy wickedness is that, bro? Now these people, man, the Lord about to do some things, bro. The Lord about to shake some shit up. It's only a matter of time, man, before the Lord get at niggas, bro. So that's pretty much it, man. Shalom.